Hi, my name is Roland from PMI JCM Realty Group, where we manage properties from an asset management perspective. Today, what we're going to talk about is 4 things the best property investors do. Have you ever asked yourself, are you a good landlord? Have you ever asked yourself, are you a good property manager? Have you asked yourself, does your owners or your tenants, do they like you? That's something that most of us don't take the time to think about. But the reality is, over the course of the year, we need to take time to self-reflect. And since it's the end of the year, I decided to put an article out there that's going to give us an opportunity to really reflect and ask yourself, have you improved in certain areas? Is your portfolio healthy? And I can tell you, most rental property owners have no idea how healthy or unhealthy their portfolio is. Does your tenants pay on time? Even if you don't know, well, you probably will know if your tenants pay on time or not, because it directly impacts whether you can pay your mortgage or not. But do you know the percentage of your tenants that pay on time as opposed to paying late? That's a very important metric that most people don't look at. Does your contractors overcharge you? I can tell you for sure that your contractors have. My contractors overcharge me. But keeping keeping the pulse on that will help you improve your bottom line. So these are all questions that you should be asking yourself. And so today, when we look at the 4 best practices that rental property or good rental property investors do, we're going to give you some tips that's going to help you determine how well you're doing on that scorecard. So the first one is, the best rental property investors have flexible plans. You can't be rigid. You have to be flexible. You have to be like water. And it's like Bruce Lee says, be water, because the markets change, the markets shift, things happen. If you stay too rigid, whatever plan you had will become obsolete, and then you would lose with a very good plan, right? You can have the best plan starting out in the beginning of the year. If you don't adapt to the market, if you don't adapt to the prices in rent, if you don't adapt to the prices in the house prices, you will lose. So you have to make sure you're ready to adapt, and you have to make sure that you're ready to adapt when it's time to do so. And you can't really time the market. That's very hard to do, but you have to really pay attention. And when it comes time to shift quickly, right? So some of the things that you may want to include in your goals, right? Marketing your property, pre-screening your candidates, communicating with tenants, your rental property operations. This is so important. Rental property operations is very, very, very important. I mean, you want to make sure you have goals and methods for that. Reviewing your portfolio performance, your property condition. That is so important, making sure that your property is in the best condition property. These are all the things that you should have goals for and methods for moving forward. The second one is, do you know your market inside and out? And it's very hard to get good numbers, because you can get 10 different numbers from 10 different places. And analyzing those numbers is not always easy. Sometimes, when you have a large enough portfolio and you have an industry standard system like Propertyware, you can kind of figure out what the market is doing based on those numbers. If you're still using spreadsheets, it's going to be harder for you to do analysis and things like that. But there are RIAs that you can go to. There are experts that you can talk to, real estate agents that you can connect with. There are people that you should have on your team that can help you based on their experience and what's happening in their area, to let you know the shifts that are happening in the market. So even if you don't know the market inside and out, you have to have some sense of what your section of the market is doing, and following those trends will definitely help you be one of the best rental property owners. Number 3, communication is always the key. You have to make sure you communicate effectively with your vendors, with your tenants, with your contractors, particularly when it comes to maintenance. You have to communicate openly, particularly through digital, mail, text, all types, whatever medium that's out there that's efficient for you to use it. I make sure I call, text, and email in all my communication. So you're getting one, right? Even if you don't get all of them, you're going to get one. And having that robust and transparent communication will definitely help you stand out as one of the best rental property owners. Another thing that you need to do is seek help when you need it, right? I leveraged experts in all areas, right? A CPA, depreciation, accelerated depreciation schedule team, maintenance, cleaning, always leveraging people who are experts in attorneys, always leveraging people who are experts in their areas, because it's quicker and easier to get those types of things done. I can spin my wheels and try to get it done in much less, in much, and takes a much longer time, or I can just talk to an expert and have them do it and get a better turnaround for me. And so the reality is you don't have to do it yourself. Let PMI JCM Realty Group help you form a strategic plan for 2023 that includes proper communication, marketing insight, and operational assistance. Whether it's spotting areas of improvement or streamlining your operations, you can get the assistance you need to close the gap. Our team will guide your efforts through the lens of asset preservation so you can be confident you're on a fast track to success. Because we focus on streamlining your portfolio for maximum growth, we actually have a webinar of that same name that we're going to be producing. And in that webinar, not only are you going to learn about this, but you're going to learn how to guarantee the rent even if the tenant doesn't pay, how to be liquid with illiquid assets like your rental property. These are topics that you don't want to miss, and it's all for free, so you don't want to miss out. We also have a Facebook group that's available to you. We have seasoned investors that can help answer important questions that you may have. And as always, if you have specific questions for me, put a meeting on my calendar, or you can contact me at rcharles@pmijcmrealty.com. You can also reach me at 813-333-9617. And you can also go to my website at pmijcmrealty.com. Thank you.